Okay, and we're back for lesson 6. So lesson 6, here we go. So really, what we're doing with this one for lesson number 6 is we're going to talk about audio today for those people who are, have an issue with audio, and basic sprites. Okay, audio and basic sprites. Now, they're talking here about using the OGG Vorbis audio format, which is an open source audio format as opposed to MP3. However, I will also tell you that MP3 is totally usable, and as well as WAV files for your Pygame programs, your games.
Download Audacity.
Audacity, yeah. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with Audacity. It's free, and they also recommend that as a tool here that you can use as an open source tool that you can modify or basically edit your audio files. Okay, so we're going to talk about manipulating sounds, creating a sprite object, building a sprite constructor, and so on, and a bunch of other stuff here, as we talked about here. Determining the sprite's rect attribute, what does that mean? Building an update method for your sprites. And we're going to talk about classes in general, because I think the challenge here is that, again, some of you haven't done classes. We've talked about this. We've been talking about it for classes for Python. And I know some of you like to avoid object-oriented design because it's too difficult, some of you, right? But I'll tell you that there's a lot of control that you gain when you start doing object-oriented programming. Okay, so let's talk about audio a little bit. So the OGG Vorbis format that they recommend, and you don't have to use this, right? It's compatible to MP3. It works well in Pygame. But again, and you can use tools like Audacity, and like I would say here, to download, record, and edit. You can now edit your own voice and all that kind of stuff. And that's what this author has done. He's actually edited his own voice when it comes to some of these sound effects. And here's the link for Audacity. It's probably not exactly this one, but if you go to audacity.sourceforge.net, or if you look on Google for the latest version of Audacity, you can download it. It's actually, it's a free download. It's open source. And you can actually do your manipulation of your audio tracks and so on through Audacity. And you can also save an MP3 to MP3 format or WAV format, and anything you do with Audacity pretty much can be used right into your Pygame stuff. Right? So that's the advantage of it, if you're going to use something. Yeah?
You can also use Audacity to record WAV in, whatever's coming into your system. So if you don't want to buy a soundbite, just hit record.
That's right. Yeah.
Hit play and it records.
That's right. You can do that. So if you actually hear something, there's a sound going on, like you're playing a sound, then yeah, you can do that. You can also make your own sounds, like if you want to be the human beatbox, this is your chance, right? Like
our game is going to be like.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, you can do that, right? You can make those sounds. And I'm cool with that, man. If I hear like those kind of sounds and it sounds cool, I'm good, man. And you can modify those because Audacity allows you to do some manipulation of your own sounds, right? So you can make them actually sound cool. And a little bit about sound making. It is a little bit of an aside, right? Star Trek, if you guys are familiar with that whole franchise, they did a lot of their stuff, and even Star Wars, with by basically hitting metal wires, right? So that whole lightsaber striking thing where you hear, that's like a metal wire, two metal wires hitting each other, right? And that vibration effect was just modified to give it almost that electric shock kind of sound, right? Yeah.
I always kind of wondered how they get certain sounds, like when I watch Jurassic Park, like how do they get the T-Rex roar?
Oh, they make it. They make the roar. Yeah, they'll record it from an animal. They'll modify it. They'll change it. They'll add a delay. They'll splice sounds together until they get the right sound, right? So, I mean, that's why sound production to me is, it's fascinating stuff. I mean, you could spend.
Like do punches and stuff, they use like watermelon.
Oh yeah, there's this amazing stuff they do with things. So I recommend, if you want to fool around with Audacity, it's cool. Remember, there's time limits though. I mean, sometimes you can get caught in doing this like for a whole day. Like I've found myself into a black hole making cool sounds, just like, I'm not doing anything, I'm just making cool sounds. And my wife is looking at me saying, what are you doing, right? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm actually working, honey, right? But it's not work, it's like making sounds.
You recorded that phrase and then you made it into something cool.
Yeah, something like, choo, 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 right? Or sometimes you get a baby sound. Sometimes a baby can come up with some really cool sounds too, yeah.
If you go to freesound.org,
Yeah?
so freesound.org has
Oh yeah. Free. There's other sites. So the comment was the freesound.org has a bunch of sound bites you can download for free. You don't have to do your own. True. You can actually go. There's thousands of soundbite sites out there, literally, that you can go to if you want a specific sound. Like for example, if you wanted Star Trek sounds, and let's just give the example of Star Trek sounds here. So I want to go. I'm a Star Trek fanatic. Let's say.
You could probably go to YouTube, and I bet you somebody's got a video of this sound.
Oh, for sure. But let's say I wanted Star Trek sounds. Like, I can go to Star Trek sounds, right? And then I just go there, and then, I might have something here. Like here, here's Star Trek. There it is, right? So I've got all these audio bites for sound for Star Trek, right? Right? I mean, these are all the... That's okay. That's all right. All right. It's okay, man. It's all right. I won't hold it against you, but it's all right. But at the end of the day, you have all these sounds, and unfortunately, I'm wearing my Bluetooth device. You won't be able to hear them right now. But if you go check it out yourself, there's a lot of sites out there that are free like this. And if I was to choose to play any of these ones, like I don't know, if I was going to choose this next generation bridge sound, and I'll actually try and play it for you here, with this web player, right? So, I actually hear it. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah. So, I mean, the cool thing is that here, right? There we go. The cool thing is that you can actually download whatever sound bites you want and kind of include them in your file. So this is a kind of a cool thing if you wanted to have a background sound as a, like a cool bridge sound, or if you or if you wanted to try to download explosions and stuff like that. There's a lot of sites like this one that if you scroll down, they have things like
like ambient forest or
ambient sounds. Like they have ambient sounds, things like you would hear all the time. Different beep sequences that you can actually download if you're really into Star Trek. And I'm telling you, there's stuff like this for Star Wars. There's stuff like this for any movie you pretty much have seen. Stuff probably you haven't even seen, right? So whether it's things like if you like a certain movie effect, and again, I'm not telling you that this is something you're going to do to sell your game. I'm telling you, for our project, this is fine, right? When you make your own game, you really should have your own sound bites or pay for them. Yeah.
What about that classic scream that you hear in like every movie? I think it's called like the Wilhelm scream or something.
Yeah, I can probably find that too, right?
Yeah. Does everyone know what the sound of talking about though?
That one?
It's like, I don't know, it's like in every movie though, every movie you ever watch, and once you hear it and you recognize it, you'll see it.
It's a scream, yeah. It's a scream.
It's like a high pitch, like...
It's like, I can't even do it, but like, just Google it or something. You should try.
Yeah, come on.
Try it out, man. Try it out.
Come on.
Do it. All right, but wait. We don't want a lockdown though, right? We don't want a lockdown. Like, someone might think you're being like punched or something, right? So we don't want that, right? So you can't do it. All right. So well, you can also go like classic movie scream. You can do that classic movie scream.
Scream compilation. That's the video that I saw.
There you go. So you can actually click on there and do it.
It shows it in like every movie.
Right. I'm not going to do this for you now because again, it's just going to go here in my ear, and you're not going to hear anything, right? So, and we've got a visitor. Let me just